just a minute to check if everything works. Need to check how nice is the bitrate for the stream. I guess it's good. Looks like live chat works. Yes, and it looks like we are ready for another live stream. Let me just double check if the invitation to join the live stream was sent to Telegram members. If it was sent on Twitter and Facebook group. Turned out, by the way, that I got 10,000 subscribers on Twitter. That was incredible. I never expected that any person would read my analysis and signals on Twitter, but it turned out that it's already 10,000 subscribers there. It's way above the number of the subscribers on Facebook, and that's surprising, man. That's surprising. Yeah. So we are ready to start, traders. Hello, everyone. Good morning. And as I promised, today we are covering the London session opening. I prepared for you some setups to discuss. We are going to discuss the reversal trading. We are going to discuss the consolidation trading. We are going to discuss the trend following trading. And important disclaimer before we start today's live stream is that definitely Trump's administration tariffs plans, the imposition of tariffs is a real pain in the ass. And so far, I guess you see how incredibly the markets react to each news related to tariffs and all that stuff. So first thing to note before we do the analysis, before we start trading, is that be very careful trading now. Trading now is very risky. The volatility is very high. And because of the uncertainty, because of the high density of the news, because of the changing fundamental climate, it's very hard to find accurate setups to trade. And I must say that last week I took only one trade. There I was in front of the charts the entire week. There I was closely watching Forex peers. There I was monitoring a lot of different instruments in my watch list. I took just one trade. That decision was made because of a very high volatility, extreme volatility. And I know that many gurus out there would say that, yeah, volatility is the main source of money of the traders. That's true, but now the volatility is extreme. And while such volatility may make you rich, at the same time, such volatility may make you blow your entire account. And guess what is happening with the majority of the traders during such hard times. So be very careful. Always control your risks, and remember that swing trading now, especially swing trading now, is very hard to trade. Making long-term prediction is very hard at the moment because we do not know how the politicians are going to agree on the tariffs, what will be the final tariff plan. Yeah, the news are constantly changing, so concentrate more on day trading, on the local short-term movements, and be very, very careful. And one more thing to say is that I'm happy to share great news related to my YouTube channel. It reached 30,000 subscribers. That's incredible number, very big number. And yeah, since the beginning of this year, the channel started to grow with very fast pace. If previously I got 400, 500 subscribers monthly on average since the beginning of the year, I got 700, 800. So looks like more people started to watch my videos, and that's great. And I want to thank you all for watching my videos, for liking my videos, for joining the live streams and all that stuff. On today's live stream, remember, as always, we have a live chat. We have a live chat where you can join the discussion, where you can ask me questions, where you can participate. And I always say that if you have any questions, if something is not clear in my analysis, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask your questions. I will be glad to help. So let's just switch to the charts. Yes, and say hello to you in the live chat if you're here and listening, if everything is is nice and you are ready. Hello, Ikram. Hello, Ernest. Sergey here. Thank you for joining. Rafael here, Noah here, and by the way, I forgot to add the watermark on my price chart. So during the live stream, we are going to check a lot of instruments, a lot of different pairs, and if you get lost, in the middle of the screen, you will see the trading instrument that I analyze and the time frame. Why time frame? Because I trade multiple time frame analysis trading strategy, the strategy that is based on the analysis of multiple time frames. And analyzing the same instrument, we are going to examine that from different perspectives, from long-term perspective on a daily, from mid-term perspective on a 4-hour, and from short-term perspective on an hourly. And you will see the time frame that I analyze in the middle of the chart. Hello, Zen State. Thank you for joining the live stream. Nice to see you. So thinking about what to start today's live stream with, I think we will quickly check EURUSD here first. Though the market already started to grow there. Since early morning, there was one great buying opportunity, and it looks like at the moment there's another one to discuss. So let's start with that. And it combines some elements of SMC, some elements of price action analysis. So I guess it's going to be useful for you. So, and hello, David. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. So each and every time when you open a price chart, and if you're wondering what time frame to start with the daily. No matter whether you're a scalper, day trader, swing trader, I always say that daily time frame is the most time frame for you, because daily time frame is both very useful for the market trend analysis, for the analysis of the current sentiment, and also daily time frame analysis is very trusted, reliable for the analysis of key levels. So what we see on EURUSD here is that with the recent fundamental news, EURUSD dropped heavily and we saw a significant bearish movement. And analyzing this recent bearish movement, it is very important for us to understand where this bearish movement stopped, because you can see that though the market was falling very rapidly, the price perfectly respected that horizontal support. We got a very nice key level here that the price respected. You can see that the price reached that support yesterday and we closed on that support. From the daily time frame perspective, one more thing to note is that our closest strong resistance will be based on that area. Why that wide area? Because that wide area is based on a huge gap and based on multiple wicks. So it looks like we got a lot of market orders being executed within that area. It looks like we got very high density of the market orders within that zone. So in future, I do believe that that zone can still be important and we should pay close attention to that. So you can see that yesterday the price closed on that support, and let's see how the price reacted to that support. With the multiple time frame analysis, after we analyze the daily time frame, after we see the test of a significant support or resistance, we start examining the reaction of the price to that structure on lower time frames. We watch how the price acts on the intraday time frames, and we look for certain confirmations. So we have a strong support here, and what can be our assumption when the price reaches that support? We can make a prediction that the price at least is going to pull back from that support. So once the support is reached, we become locally bullish biased, and with lower time frame analysis, we are looking for a confirmation of the validity of our bullish bias. So let's examine what is happening on the intraday time frames. First, look at the 4-hour time frame. You can see that we got a strong bearish price action. You can see that the price was falling rapidly. Yesterday, we formed multiple strong bearish candles on the 4-hour time frame. But look what happened when our support was reached. Look what happened with the price after the test of that strong support. After the test of that strong support, doji candle was formed. And why the formation of a doji candle is so important here. So while newbie traders learn just the patterns, they learn to identify the patterns without knowing the interpretation of each pattern. I strongly believe that studying the price action patterns, the candlestick patterns, it is very important to learn both the form of the pattern, but also the spirit, the meaning of the pattern, because it will help you to build a solid logic treating that pattern. So why the formation of that doji candle is so important here? The market was falling, and when the price falls, it means that the market is driven by the excess of supply on the market. It means that the selling pressure is strong, sellers are selling, and because of that, the price updates the lows and goes lower. But what happens when the price forms the doji? It signifies that the excess of the market supply was absorbed by the demand. We spotted a very strong support on a daily time frame, and we assume that within that support, buyers are placing their buying orders. And the fact that the doji candle was formed there shows that indeed a lot of buying orders were placed within that blue area, and because of that, the excess of supply that we got was absorbed and doji candle was formed. And the formation of a bullish candle, quite a strong bullish candle after a formation of that doji, just increases the probabilities that indeed the buying pressure from that support is very strong. Then if we examine the hourly time frame, we got one more strong bullish confirmation here. During the Asian session, you can see that the price formed a very nice double bottom here. You can see that after the test of our blue support, the price started to consolidate. You can see that the price started to trade within that range, and that range was broken to the upside, and the hourly candle closed above the neckline of that range, giving a strong bullish confirmation. We got a strong bullish imbalance here, and then we got a very deep retest of the broken resistance of the range of our daily structure, and you can see how perfectly again the local excess of supply was absorbed. So here it was a very nice moment to open a long trade, and unfortunately that setup played out very early in the morning, so there was no chance for me to take the actual trade with you on today's live stream. But though this setup already played out, though you can see that the price already went up, there's one more opportunity to buy EURUSD. I think that there's one more potential setup to buy and to expect more growth here. By the way, one more thing to add about the price action on an hourly time frame. You can see that with this 2 wicks, the price went below that blue daily support. Why is it important? Because it shows you the example of the market manipulation. That is the examples of the liquidity grab and the traps. With this short-term local bearish moves, the smart money were trying to kick out the buyers from the trade, and moreover, they were trying to induce the sellers to start selling. With that, they grab the extra liquidity of the market, and you can see that the consequent bullish movement just clearly shows that it was the manipulation. So that was the best and the greatest moment to buy EURUSD after the breakout of the resistance of the range here. But let's examine the current price action. Let's see if there's something else to pay close attention to right here. We can see that after the recent bullish movement, before the recent strong bullish movement that we saw with the London session opening, we got one more range right here, a bigger range. That was the range where the price was stuck for quite a long period of time. And in that range, we can see a strong intraday resistance. Yes, that was the support in the past, that from where we saw a strong buying pressure in the past that turned into resistance after the breakout. And the support of the range is the intraday support cluster, and it is also based on the daily demand zone, right? So the early morning bullish movement that we got here, the violation of the resistance of that range, leaves one more important bullish clue. It provides one more strong bullish confirmation, and it indicates that there's a high chance that EURUSD may go even higher, that EURUSD may go to the higher structure levels. And from such a perspective, we may assume that the pair may keep growing at least to that resistance. That is our next strong resistance. And the retest of a broken support of the range may provide the nice entry for the trade. With the stop loss below the lows of the range, we can expect a bullish movement to that resistance. That can be the long trade for EURUSD. Of course, the best buying opportunity was right here, the safest, the one with the best reward to risk ratio. But remember that you cannot trade 24/7, and of course, sometimes you slip, sometimes you work, sometimes you are out. So you cannot trade all the setups that the price forms. So if you missed buying that setup, then that is the alternative. That is another setup, the continuation of the initial liquidity grab and the initial bullish imbalance, right? So that's kind of the reasoning and idea behind a very strong, a very bullish bias on EURUSD that I have at the moment. Let me introduce if everything is clear with that trading setup. Russell says, who controls the traps? Just the big money. It can be any big financial institution. So they just, the reason that they do the traps, they grab the liquidity and manipulate is that they trade with huge trading volumes, and they cannot, if retail traders trade just one single order, place the trade and expect bullish or bearish movement, big financial institutions cannot do that. They split their trading positions. They open the positions from different levels, and what they are trying to do, they want to hide their presence and they want to avoid this so-called impact cost. So if they open one single trade with huge volume, inevitably it will create the movement on the price chart, and it will become evident for the market participants that huge buying volumes or huge selling volumes are entering the market. So they are hiding their presence with the manipulations, with the traps, and they silently accumulate their orders before the real movement starts. Yes, and by the way, on my website, in free education page, you can find a lot of articles about smart money concepts, where I explain how exactly the smart money operate and how traps, all that stuff works. Hundreds of millions, billions. Yes. Just big volumes. We never know the exact volumes of their transactions. We can just know that these volumes are huge. Yes. So, and we never know the exact numbers. Yeah. Thank you, Russell, for asking. Then we need to discuss some consolidation trading with you. Some consolidation trading strategy. Swiss safety haven is dominated. Yes. That's true. Funny, by the way, that the Switzerland central bank has very low interest rates at the moment. It's below 1, if I remember correctly, and with such low interest rates, their currency dominates. That's crazy. That's crazy how bad is the situation, the macroeconomic situation in the world now. So now let's discuss some consolidation trading. Let me open the naked chart for you and let's discuss. So on EURUSD pair, we discussed the pullback trade. We discussed pullback trade from support. We spotted a strong support, and from that we discussed how to spot a continuation to buy. Alternatively, you should remember that after the test of significant key levels, the market also may start the consolidation. And the next trading example that I prepared for you is for trading the consolidation strategy. So let's open New Zealand dollar here again on a daily time frame, and again on a daily. Briefly, let's discuss what is happening with the pair, what is the current sentiment and the bias, and then let's discuss what can we expect and how can we treat it. On New Zealand dollar pair, on a daily time frame, we can see that the global trend is obviously bearish. The pair is under strong bearish pressure, and since the beginning of the year, the sentiment slightly changed, and from a strong bearish trend, the market turned into the sideways market, the consolidating market. In this consolidating market, we can see a strong support based on the current low, and we can see a strong resistance. And you can see that basically since the beginning of the year, the market is trading within that range. And what happened with the recent bearish rally from the upper boundary of that range, the price quickly dropped all the way down to the support of the range. So with the consolidation, once we see the market that is consolidating, that is trading in sideways within the parallel channel, within the range, should always remember that the resistance and the support of the range always provide safe points for trading. It means that the resistance of the range is a very nice area from where you can look for selling the market, while the support of the range is a very nice area for potential buying. So you should always underline these areas, wait for the test of one of these areas, and look for a confirmation to trade it. So we see the test of the support of the range now, and let's examine how the price reacts to that on the intraday time frames. Let's analyze a 4-hour time frame and see what is going on there. And funny thing is that on a 4-hour time frame, we can see that we have one more consolidation. You can see that on a 4-hour time frame, the price is now stuck within that range. Very wide range where the price is currently coiling, and we have the range within the range, and the support of that range kind of matches with the support of the range of a daily range. So it is a very strong support here indeed, and you can see that just from a 4-hour time frame perspective. Again, the price was falling and we got a clear excessive supply. The price was going down rapidly. And look what happened here. Yes, we got the liquidity grab. Again, we got local manipulation. The price went below the daily support, but then quickly returned back above that. And then we formed quite a strong 4-hour bullish candle. So we see a clear buying interest. So just from such a perspective, we can make a prediction that with the high probability New Zealand dollar pair is going to go up, that we have a high chance of a price to continue going higher. And we can be bullish biased locally in New Zealand dollar pair. Then just let's try to find a good opportunity to enter the trade. Let's try to find the confirmation to buy the pair. On an hourly time frame, analyzing the price action on an hourly time frame, what can we see? We can see that the price was falling rapidly. We got a strong bearish movement. Then we got a retracement. The price set a lower high here and dropped. So if you are studying the smart money concepts, yes, you should definitely underline that minor resistance. Let me underline that so you could better recognize that. Why that resistance is so important? Because the violation of that resistance will give you a confirmed change of character. It will confirm the start of a new minor bullish trend on an hourly time frame. The violation of that resistance will signify that the price is no more trading in this bearish trend, that it started to trade in a new bullish trend, and it will just increase the probabilities that the price will reach our orange resistance. So you can then look for buying. Yes, look for some good entry to buy after the breakout. Yes, try to buy after a pullback and expect a bullish movement to that resistance. Yes, buying the market, take profit is going to be right here, and your stop loss should lie at least below the last higher low in this brand new bullish trend. Yes, that is how we treat the consolidation. We identify the consolidation range, we identify the boundaries of the consolidation, we wait for the test of one of the boundaries of the consolidation, and then we look for confirmation after test of one of the boundaries of the consolidation. Yes, I hope it is clear. I see a question about Elliott wave. Honestly, and I said multiple times, by the way, that I was trying to learn Elliott wave theory, and I was trying to grasp the logic, the rationale of this trading strategy and this approach. And honestly, I didn't find the way of integrating this style, this theory in my trading strategy. So it looks very peculiar when you read about that. It looks very peculiar when you see the charts, when they how it's called, when they plot this impulses, give the names, and if I remember, each high and low in Elliott wave theory is based on certain letters, so they start with A, B, C, D, like something like that, if I remember correctly. And honestly, I was trying, by the way, to find any decent trader who would treat just the Elliott wave theory to see how it actually works in practice, but I didn't find any trusted person who would provide good trading ideas based on the Elliott wave theory, so I dropped that. But if you know someone, please share with me. I will check his materials, his videos, his ideas. Yeah, and probably I will change my view on that. But so far I must say that I didn't find the way to treat it. Yeah. Then what's going to be the next one? I see a question about dollar yen pair from Ikram. Let's check it and discuss what is up with dollar yen pair at the moment. The market is under strong bearish pressure, and we definitely are trading in a bearish trend now, and we have just updated the low. We set a new lower low, lower close. And just from the trend analysis perspective, watching how actively the pair is now updating the lower lows, the lower highs. Yes, what I underline here, traders, are the recent lower lows and lower highs, just to show you that from the trend analysis perspective, the pair is strongly bearish now. We just updated the lower low, we retraced, we set the lower high. Here we respected quite a strong daily resistance cluster. So just from the trend analysis perspective, I think that there's a high chance that the price will drop lower. I think that there's a high chance that the price is going to update the low, that we are going to set a new lower low, lower close, and drop lower. From the current support and resistance analysis, I think that we have a strong support cluster over here, and probably that is going to be the next goal for the sellers. So I think the best strategy to look for now is to concentrate on the support based on a current low. So your main focus now should be that support area, that support cluster. It's kind of the last resort for the buyers now. It is the area where we see at least a local buying interest, and for now that support holds. To take a trend following trade to find a strong bearish confirmation to confirm the start of the continuation of a bearish wave, I suggest waiting for a breakout of that area. You will need a daily candle close below that support. It will provide a strong bearish signal, and after that, just wait for some intraday bearish pattern on lower time frames. Once you see the daily candle close below that area, start analyzing lower time frames and start looking for a confirmation signal. Yes, and on my free Telegram channel, I will provide the update once I see a strong signal on the dollar yen. I will monitor that closely, and if I see a signal, I promise that I will share that with you on my free Telegram channel. Yeah. Sending positive magnetic impulse when talking market. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Let me know what else to analyze for you. What should be our next instrument for today's analysis? Let's now check gold. Yeah, let's now check gold and discuss some trend following. Let's open the daily time frame and discuss. So even though from the current high we got a strong bearish movement on gold, even though the market corrected nicely, it is still very early to see that it's over for gold, and it's now in a bearish trend. This, when you read this news outlets and analytics about different trading instruments, and you actually know the charts and you actually know what is happening there, it's so funny to read. This weekend, I read multiple articles claiming that, yeah, it's over for gold and it's back to 2,500, back to 2,000 levels. Yeah, man. Probably not now. And the recent bearish movement, to me, looks like just the correction, just a correctional movement in a strong bullish trend. And what is so important about the recent bearish movement on gold on a daily is that it looks like it is already over, because with this bearish move, the price reached a very significant support cluster. You can see that on a daily time frame, we got a strong daily resistance, the resistance from where previous bearish movement started. And of course, after the breakout, we may assume that the broken structure turns into a strong support into the zone from where the market is going to grow. So, watching how the price reacted to that support. Again, traders, today we see a lot of doji candles, and that's great because you just see multiple examples of the importance of doji candle in technical analysis. Again, gold was falling rapidly. We got a strong interest of the sellers. We got a strong bearish pressure, the excessive supply. Then we reached that support, and then what happened? Yeah, we got the doji. The market supply, the excessive supply was absorbed, and the market found a local fair value, and the price formed the doji. And what is happening today? Strong bullish reaction. Why that reaction? Why this strong bullish movement started? Just because we reached this support, this strong demand zone. So there's no surprise that the market is growing now. Then, if the market trend is strongly bullish, if we assume that that was the correctional movement, and if we assume that that correctional movement is now over, it means that the market is returning back to a bullish trend. And it means that with the high probability, the market is going to return back to current highs, to the levels of the current market highs. So it is reasonable for us to be bullish now and expect growth at least I think, to 3,130. Yes, we can easily reach these numbers this week. And then, being bullish, let's discuss what kind of confirmation we can look for on intraday time frames to make a decision to buy. What can be our trigger to buy gold? Opening a 4-hour time frame and analyzing the price action on a 4-hour time frame, let's execute the market trend analysis. Let's see how the market acts on the 4-hour time frame. From our high, we got a bearish movement. We retraced, set a lower high. We dropped lower. Yes, here we got a bearish movement. We retraced, set a lower high, dropped again, set a new lower low, retraced, set a lower high, and finally here, instead of setting a new lower low, instead of setting the equal low, we see the higher low. It's always in a trend analysis. It is a very important warning. It is the indication of the potential exhaustion of a bearish trend. And look what is happening now. Not only we are setting a new higher high on the 4-hour time frame, we are also breaking the resistance level based on the last lower high in a bearish trend. And again, why it is so important? Because it gives us the change of character. It gives us the confirmed violation of a current minor bearish trend on the 4-hour time frame. So the only thing that is left is to let a 4-hour candle close above this minor resistance, above the resistance based on the last lower high. Once we close above that on a 4-hour time frame, it will give us a strong intraday bullish confirmation. It will confirm our assumptions that we made on a daily time frame. And then we can look for buying, and it can actually be a local trend following swing long trade for you. It can be the swing long trading signal. The best entry for such a trade will be to wait for a retest of a broken structure, retest of that, let's make it orange, this orange zone, then buy from here and expect bullish movement to the current highs. We discussed 3,130. Yes, can be our goal. So stop loss below the lows, and voila, that is going to be our long trade for gold. So what we are waiting for, we are waiting for the 4-hour candle close above. The 4-hour candle closes in 1 hour 59 minutes. So you should return back to the chart in 1 hour 59 minutes and check where the 4-hour candle closes. If it closes above the neckline, change of character is confirmed. The start of a new minor bullish trend on an hourly on a 4-hour time frame is confirmed, and we can expect more growth then. What else to add about that setup? I see a comment that it formed Quasimodo pattern, and occasionally members indicate the formation of the Quasimodo pattern, but I am one of the few actually that cannot recognize this pattern. You know, I never truly understood the meaning of this pattern. Let me just double check how it looks, the Quasimodo pattern. If it is I don't know if it is. I guess that that pattern can definitely be can easily work, but traders, what is very important to understand in the current situation is that being bearish biased, looking for bearish signals on gold is not good. The market is strongly bullish, and instead of being focused on trying to predict the market reversal, instead of trying to find the setup to sell, it is way better to concentrate on buying, to concentrate on buying opportunities, on trend following trading. The Quasimodo pattern is definitely here. Yes, now I see what Honda meant by saying that there's a Quasimodo pattern here. But it is a bearish pattern. It is a bearish pattern, and you should treat every bearish pattern in a strong bullish trend with caution, because every bearish pattern in a bullish trend can be the manipulation. Remember about that. It's better to use that pattern for the purposes of the analysis only, but for real trading, for putting your real money in the game, better to concentrate on trend following. Yes, I hope it is clear. Quasimodo head and shoulders. Not really. Sepa says that it is the head and shoulders pattern. Not really. If I can put it on the price chart, let's try. Yeah. Wow. The technologies. So that's the pattern, the Quasimodo that members are talking about. So if we compare that with the classic head and shoulders pattern, the bearish head and shoulders pattern will be a bit different. With the head and shoulders pattern, we have the neckline, and both shoulders, the left and the right shoulder, should respect that neckline. With the Quasimodo pattern, you can see that the right shoulder of the pattern already violates the neckline of the pattern, so it is a bit different. And honestly, I like head and shoulders pattern more, but I think that such a pattern may work as well. Yes, that's true. But as I said, because the trend is strongly bullish, you should be very careful with treating this bearish pattern. Yeah. Now, Sefa says, do you think gold and silver have similar bias always? No, man. Just let's take a naked chart on gold. Yes, that's not naked. Let's switch to this one. Yeah, let's take, or not this one. I have some drawings everywhere. Yeah, this one is naked. That's gold chart. Yeah, and now let's open silver chart on a daily. Yes, and let's just compare. Are they same? No. Are they closely correlated? No. They are different. Sometimes they act in a similar manner, but man, it looks way different. Yes, and if we just compare the recent bearish move, gold lost 5% with the recent correctional movement. How about silver? Silver lost more than 15%. Yeah, so triple of what gold lost. So we cannot say that they are that closely correlated. We see just from clear comparison on a daily time frame how different they actually are and how different the price action on a daily is, and the volatility, how different it is the volatility as well. So be very careful thinking that gold and silver are acting in a completely same way. It is a very big fallacy. Then let's check WTI crude oil. Let's check WTI crude oil. With WTI crude oil, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. The bearish rally that we see on crude oil so far is, yeah, very. I don't know if it's really bad. I don't know how to react to such a strong bearish rally on oil, but with the last 7 trading days, the market lost almost 20%. And so far, what I am monitoring is the harmonic ABCD pattern. The pattern that is from harmonic trading, and I guess here it can be useful for spotting the next potentially strong support. When we are looking for this pattern, we identify a strong impulse. Here we have a strong bearish impulse. Then we look for the correction after the completion of that impulse. And what we do then, we take our bearish impulse and project it from the completion point of the retracement. And the idea is that the completion point of the projected impulse indicates a strong support from where at least a pullback can follow. Then if we examine the historic price action, if we check, let's even open a weekly time frame so you can better see. If we check a weekly time frame, on a weekly time frame we can see that the support that we spotted kind of matches with this weekly support, right? You can see that we have some important historic support that was respected in 2021, and from where a very rapid bullish rally started. So we are testing that support, and that support matches with the completion point of our potential harmonic ABCD pattern. So I think that from such a perspective, there's a chance that we are going to see some pullback. We are going to see some correction on oil. And you can see that, again, the recent formation of a doji candle here, the doji candle that was formed after a strong and rapid bearish movement, just indicates that at least locally there is some buying interest within that zone. It looks like someone is buying here, and because of that, at least temporarily, this bearish movement stopped and the doji was formed. Then, as one extra clue, we can see that on an hourly time frame, the price formed a double bottom formation right here with the confirmed violation of its neckline. So I think that it's reasonable to expect some pullback. I think that the market may go up. I think that there's a chance that the market will recover a bit. I do not predict major market reversal. I don't see that from that orange support a new bullish trend will initiate. I just see that there's a chance that from that orange support we are going to see some correction. We are going to see some correction, at least some pullback. Yeah. So that's kind of what I see at the moment. One more thing to see is that on WTI crude oil, below that orange support, we have multiple peculiar weekly supports to watch. We have strong weekly support right here. We have a strong weekly support right here. So we have a lot of historic zones that can be respected. So watch carefully the zones. I think from the long-term and mid-term perspectives, oil may easily drop to even lower levels. I think that the imposition of tariffs and all that stuff is going to keep pushing oil prices to lower levels, and these are the historic zones that you should pay close attention to. Ernest says, isn't it possible to monitor oil manipulation on that instrument killing? Not sure what you say, brother, but manipulations are everywhere. They are everywhere, brother. No matter what you are cheating, you can find the manipulations everywhere. Ernest says, for me, silver is better to buy than gold, especially now. Yes, the thing is that if we compare gold and silver from the investing perspective, the potential return on investment buying silver is now higher than buying gold. That is true. Then let's improve this gold, brother. We analyzed gold. I shared detailed swing long trading opportunity. Please check the recording. And Ahmed says, is it bearish or bullish gold today? Bullish, brother. Certainly bullish. It looks very bullish to me. Then pound dollar question from Noah about pound dollar, word about gold. Bakari, man, spent almost half an hour discussing gold. Where have you been, man? If you missed, check the recording. By the way, on pound dollar, we caught a nice bullish movement with my students. Yesterday, we made the decision to buy. That was our long trade on pound dollar pair, and at night it reached the target. That was a very great move that we managed to catch. And what is currently going on with pound dollar pair? The price reached that major daily support cluster, and from that support cluster we see a bullish movement now, and you can see that ahead we have a very important resistance. And drawing the resistance here, you should be very careful. You should remember first that gap by itself is always a strong liquidity zone. So we got this quite a huge gap on the pound dollar pair, and from such a perspective it's definitely an important liquidity zone. We also take into consideration the wick right here, and that is our strong zone of supply that pound dollar pair reached this morning. And now we are stuck between two important structures. Now we are trading within that zone. And what can we expect from such a perspective? From one standpoint, from the trend following perspective, we can look for the violation of that yellow resistance cluster, of that yellow supply zone. Being violated with a daily candle close above that, we can expect a further bullish trend following movement. The violation of that yellow zone can be a very important bullish continuation, the signal that will push the prices at least to the resistance based on the current high. So if you're looking for a strong, reliable bullish signal from a current perspective, I guess this breakout can provide you a decent continuation. For selling, for shorting, focus on the violation of that daily support. If the price breaks and closes below that, the pair will have a nice potential to continue falling and reach that support. Now in brief about the intraday analysis, if we have something special from a current perspective so far, you can see that we have quite a strong selling pressure from our daily supply zone, and that's basically it. Have some trend line, yeah. And from the intraday perspective, for now, I don't see any decent and reliable signal. Then, preparing for today's live stream, I also wanted to discuss some counter trend pullback trading. It's one on CAD yen. Great opportunity to discuss with you on the CAD yen pair. let's check it and discuss. Let me know, traders, if you have any questions, if everything is clear, and give me yes, by the way, if you're just here, still here and listening. For some reason, YouTube doesn't show me today the number of members on the live stream, the number of people who are currently watching and listening. There's some lag in YouTube studio. No, not sure why, but just yeah, show me your presence and show me that you are still here, guys, and you are still here and watching. So the counter trend reading setup that I spotted for today's discussion is on a CAD and what we see on CAD is a strong bearish trend, and in the strong bearish trend, long-term bearish trend, we have a very strong support. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you. See you. See. Yeah, watching from Zimbabwe, Matove. Thank you. Thank you for being here and watching. Yeah. So on CAD here, we have a significant support cluster. This one, very strong support, historic support, the one that the price nicely respected last year. We got a rapid sell-off on CAD yen, and look how perfectly that support was respected. And that support for now still holds, and we see strong buying interest from that support this year, 2 times in a row this year. This support is respected, and if we zooming the chart, we can see that in the morning, yeah, here we got one more test of that support. You can see that we tested that, and on the daily time frame, we see some rejection from that. From the intraday perspective, on the 4-hour time frame, we can see a nice example of the inside bar candlestick pattern. You can see that over here we have the inside bar candlestick pattern formation. Yes, and when you spot this pattern, this pattern is very powerful for treating the pullbacks, for confirmations. The pattern is based on the so-called modest bar, a strong bullish or bearish candle, and the logic is that the consequent candles are closing within the range of this candle, and the consequent candles in this pattern formation we call the inside bars. So these are our inside bars, and to buy with continuation, the broke out, the violation of the range of the modest bar always provides a strong bullish confirmation. It always provides a strong signal to buy. So if the 4-hour candle closes above the upper boundary of the range of the modest bar, it will give you a strong bullish confirmation. It will give you a strong signal that can be used for buying CAD yen. After 4-hour candle close above, set your buy limit order on a retest and expect a bullish movement. Yes, you can expect where can be our goal, by the way, for that trade. On a daily, we have a strong resistance cluster right here, so our target can be below that daily resistance. Yes, that can be our trade. Yes, stop loss below the lows. Yeah, and risk to reward ratio here is not that good, by the way, but from the probabilities perspective, it is going to be a very accurate trading setup to trade. So monitor that. The pattern, the inside bar candlestick pattern formation is very powerful. Learn to recognize that, and it is with that we spotted a lot of profitable trades with my students. Yeah. Then what is going to be next? By the way, I've been in Zimbabwe. I visited the Victoria waterfall 1 year ago, I guess, 1 year ago. That's a fantastic place. I visited Cape Town, and from Cape Town I took a flight to Zimbabwe, and we got 2 days trip to Victoria waterfall. That was fantastic. Um, then what will be the next one? Bitcoin. Let's check Bitcoin. Yes, let's check Bitcoin and discuss what is up with Bitcoin now. On Bitcoin, I wanted to show you on a weekly time frame one important thing that you should take into consideration. On Bitcoin, though definitely the market is now under a strong attack, and definitely the market doesn't look healthy at all. If we analyze the historic price action, we can spot a very significant demand zone that is ahead. That's a huge weekly demand cluster. The one that the price was respecting for quite extended period last year. The one that was a very strong supply cluster in the past. And we are closer and closer to that zone. And so far, even though locally Bitcoin looks very pessimistic, long-term trend is still strongly bullish. And that zone, that area can be the area from where current bullish trend, long-term bullish trend may resume. So we are closer and closer to that. Remember that chances are high from such a perspective. I guess you would agree with me that that zone is going to be reached. And from that, yeah, I guess we may see a strong bullish wave. What we see on the intraday time frames now is that, by the way, the price updated the low again. We set a new lower low, lower close here. From the trend analysis perspective, that is not good. The fact that we updated lower low again just shows that so far the trend remains strongly bearish. So from such a perspective, I think we can expect at least a local bearish continuation lower. So be prepared for a potential drop to lower structure levels. Then CAD Swiss got a question about CAD Swiss pair. I guess I have. Yeah, with CAD Swiss pair, there's a big problem now. With CAD Swiss pair, we don't have the historic levels. And the main problem is that we are now trading in the uncharted territory. And you can see that I have, let me change the price chart. I have a longer term price chart somewhere. Yeah, so we have the price action history on CAD Swiss since 1998. And the main problem with the pair now is that we are in the uncharted territory. We don't have the historic loops. So the potential for drop CAD Swiss is unknown. And I think it will be hard to predict the next strong support from where the recovery will start. So be very careful. Again, the harmonics can help you to predict the next potentially strong support. The harmonics shows that it is around 0.586. Yeah, so that can be our next potential support. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't buy from that. It's very risky. The chances to be stop hunted, to be caught by manipulation are very high here. So for now, just watch that, but don't trade. Trading CAD Swiss now looks very risky. Yeah, uncharted territory. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Yeah. By the way, I'm so tired of this English gurus who tell me how to pronounce the words correctly. I guess these guys probably don't know the foreign languages at all. This, you know, these experts, these guys, majority from the UK, that see that they can't listen to my accent. Don't listen, brother. Don't listen. I will be completely okay if you are not listening. So don't touch my English. I spent 20 years learning English, and that lets me do the streaming in such a way. And of course, I can't pronounce like the professional English speaker, like the native English speaker. That's the nature. Yeah, but I don't understand these people. You know, I'm native Russian, and when I meet the foreigner who speaks Russian, man, I respect such a person that much, because I can imagine how much time this person sacrificed for learning foreign language. Yeah, that just shows how hardworking this person is, how much time he was willing to spend to learn the foreign language. Yeah, I guess we should respect such people. And yeah, thank you, Mel. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like, I guess around 20% of all the comments that I see on YouTube about the accent. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Visit the I always say to this native English speakers, visit some Gulf states, yeah, and try to listen to English there. Yeah, man, that's the disaster. But still, yeah, this Pakistani guys, the Indians, not the Indians, the Pakistanians, they are trying. They are trying, and that's so great that they are trying. Yeah, it's so hard to learn the language, to practice the language, and even if it sounds weird, still, just imagine how hard it is. Yeah, native English speakers, there's no need for them to learn the foreign languages, because everyone is learning their language. But guys, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. So euro dollar. Let's check euro dollar. I see a question about euro dollar. So with euro dollar, the market started to grow again after some correction, after some pullback. The price respected the support. We see the test of the current highs at the moment, and yeah, and we have the main problem with euro dollar now is that we have multiple strong resistances. We have strong resistance cluster right here, and we have strong resistance cluster right here. Yeah, and I think, yeah, and by the way, today we see quite a strong rejection from that area. So honestly, it's hard to make a prediction what is going to happen with euro dollar at the moment. Definitely the trend is bullish, and definitely probabilities are high that the bullish trend is going to continue, and we are going to violate all these resistances and go higher. But if we open the economic calendar, there's one important event today that we should not forget about. We have the FOMC today. Yes, Cephas. Yes. Good to know about FOMC. We have FOMC today. That might be very impactful for all dollar-related instruments. So I would suggest waiting for FOMC today and probably for the US inflation tomorrow as well, because it will show us whether euro dollar will manage to continue growing and violate those resistances or not. So making the predictions now is very risky. It's better to wait for the fundamentals. Yeah. Then what's gonna be the next one? Dollar CAD. I saw a question from Christina, about dollar CAD. Let's again open the naked chart. Dollar CAD is still stuck on a strong resistance. We are now, by the way, from the trend analysis perspective, I think we may see that bearish reversal is confirmed here. You can see that we were trading in a strong bullish trend. We were growing rapidly, and that was our very bullish price action, very bullish, strong trend, uptrend. And since that high was reached, we see the shift in the market sentiment. You can see that with the last three strong movements, with the last strong bearish movement, the correction, and the consequent bearish rally, we started to trade from a price action perspective. We started to trade in a brand new bearish trend. We have a very bearish price action now, and I think that it is reasonable to expect continuation to lower levels now. So from a daily time frame perspective, my bias is very bearish on dollar CAD here at the moment. And yeah, I think that the market is going to drop. We have two very important resistances, current resistance here and one more resistance right here. From one of those, the price may continue falling. Let's check if we also have some trend line to be focused on. Probably this one. Yeah, we also have a strong trend line. So we have three significant resistances: one vertical resistance, the trend line, and two horizontal resistances. From one of those, looks like bearish trend is going to continue. And so far, from the intraday perspective, if we have any strong bearish continuation here, I guess we don't have. What we can concentrate our attention on is the range that the price is formed on a 4-hour time frame. That is the current range where we are now stuck, and I think that the next bearish rally can be confirmed with the violation of that orange support. Yes, the violation of that orange support, and the 4-hour candle close below that, yes, can provide a reliable bearish signal. So that range is now in focus. And for scalpers, for day traders who are trading dollar CAD here, we have the horizontal range, and we tested the resistance of the range, and it's reasonable to be bearish biased and expect the intraday bearish movement to the support of the range. So my intraday bias is very bearish. Guy says, can we analyze pound dollar? My friend, we already analyzed pound dollars. So if you missed, please check the recording. Sefa says, if you are giving a choice, which one do you rank first to third? ICT, supply, demand, support, and resistance. Rank them and discuss, just to hear from you. That's a very bad question. It's like, I don't know if I have the correct comparison. It's like you asked to choose iPhone 15, 16, and 14. Which one is the best? They all are similar. The price is different. So supply and demand zones is the part of trading basics. So supply and demand zone is the core, like support and resistance. ICT is brand new name of and brand new way of selling old classic things. So if you think that ICT approach is new, no, the way of interpretation, the way of the vocabulary is new, but the principles are all old and based on a classic price action. So you should start definitely with supply and demand, supports and resistances. That is the core, no matter which trading style you will choose, no matter which trading strategy you will treat. Supply and demand and support and resistance is very important for understanding of the basic principles of price action, basic principles of the nature of the market. And with supply and demand zone supports and resistances, you can already make very accurate predictions treating any market. Yes, and ICT will be the strategy that you can use for, that can be the strategy that you can use for, I don't know, for treating supply and demand zone supports and resistances. But I would say that ICT would be the last thing that you should study. Not the first, not the second, not the third, the last. Yeah, and very bad thing about ICT and SMC is the lack of materials. So if you come into trading and you start with ICT, SMC, you will feel completely lost because majority of the materials are a complete disaster. So be very careful with that. Now, NASDAQ index. Let's check NASDAQ index. I see a question about US 100. What is with this one? This one looks like a complete mess, brother. And again, by the way, we discussed the ABCD patterns. Again, there's one right here. Yeah, the harmonic ABCD. By the way, the price already went below its completion point. Let's examine the historic price action. I believe that there's, yeah, what is happening with US 100 index is now we are testing a very important weekly structure. We have a very important weekly demand zone that the price is testing at the moment. Definitely that zone is very important, and I think that if the situation stabilizes in the coming days, that can be a very perfect zone from where long-term bullish trend may resume. I watching closely that area because I have high hopes that that area, that zone is going to be the lowest for this year, and from that the market is going to start recovering. So for now it holds, and it's definitely good. It's definitely good. We see some rejections from that so far, but from the signal perspective, for now I don't see any. We got nice bullish signal after the market opening here. We got nice gap down opening, and after the formation of the gap, it was a nice bullish confirmation. We got double bottom, neckline breakout, retest, and gap was filled. That was a nice gap-based trading opportunity on US 100. But for now, from such a perspective, I have no signal. I just watch that zone and wait for FOMC to see what is going to happen. I got Xiaomi, not iPhone. Yeah, yeah. I guess soon we all will change to switch to Chinese. I guess it looks inevitable. If you come to Russia, you would be impressed by the density of the Chinese cars on the roads. Yeah, and I guess it's such a shift is going to happen in all the brands and all the industries. I don't know if it is good or bad, but it is just happening. Euro dollar, we discussed. Full interesting movie asks to analyze your dollar. Please check the recording. Yes, and you will see the analysis for euro dollar. Then, do you analyze stocks like Alphabet, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla? Honestly, I was really focused on stocks till 2022. Then my investing trading account was was frozen because of these sanctions. So now I am not in stocks. Yeah, just I check the news related to stocks occasionally, but I am not investing in stocks at the moment. Sefa says, I agree with you. ICT makes it complicated, but it uses supply and demand zones. Order blocks is the same zone for supply or demand. It uses fair value gaps, which is already used in supply and demand. Yeah. ICT is trying to pretend to be sophisticated, fancy, new, different, all that stuff. And the ICT traders are trying to pretend that they are on another level. They trade with banks, they know how banks think and all that stuff. But in fact, yeah, as I said, it is just a very nice brand. The ICT Concepts has a very nice brand, appealing brand that attracts newbie traders. And if I compare the statistics of the YouTube videos and the articles that I read about different topics, SMC always get more views and reads than the classic concepts. That is very sad that people are so attracted to this fancy blue charts. Yeah, but it happens. Thank you, Nimisha. Thank you so much. Ikram says check BTC 1 hour time frame. Yes, we'll be glad to check that for you. Yeah, first BTC. Do not forget that the hourly time frame analysis will be strongly affected by a daily time frame analysis, because on a daily time frame we just close below that orange support. We close below that on a daily. So from the price action perspective, it can be a strong resistance now. So even if we see some strong bullish pattern, and we see, by the way, we see some weird but valid double bottom here, though it's a very bullish pattern from the hourly perspective, the daily time frame makes the chart look very bearish. So even though hourly looks bullish with the chance for a correction, I trust daily time frame more, so I'm still bearish at the moment on Bitcoin. Yeah, so that's, I guess, a great moment to finish. We got a great discussion, discussed a lot of charts, discussed a lot of different things, and I really enjoyed the stream. Yeah, and that was a pleasure to talk to you today. As always, if you're interested in my premium stuff, I have VIP Signals group. I have Trading Academy, where I do the live streams on daily basis. I have the books for you, teaching SMC, by the way, teaching multiple time frame analysis. You can find that on Amazon, and you can find that on my website. I also have a lot of free educational articles for you. I have more than 200 articles on different subjects. You can find that on my website, vasilychiri.com, free education page. I have the free Telegram channel with free signals and analysis, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook group. You can find all the links in the description to this live stream. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your support. And I'm glad that YouTube channel reached 30,000 subscribers. As I said, that's a great achievement. Yes, and I'm happy to see that the channel is growing. The Telegram channel is growing as well. The Trading View page is close to 85,000 subscribers. So I'm happy that you appreciate my work, that you watch my videos, listen to my teachings. Thank you, and I will see you on the coming live streams. The recording of the live stream will be provided in a couple of minutes. See you, traders, and thank you so much.